Hi, this is Sophia. Princess is not a career, independence is. In this video, I would like to explain some uncomfortable truths. I'm going to talk about why waiting for a rich husband may be the worst retirement strategy plan ever. Because social elevators now are out of service. Ladies, the social elevator in 2026 works like a rusty vintage lift. It creaks and it's stuck, and there is a button rich husband which is covered in chewing gum. Relying on it is like basing your whole retirement plan in winning the lottery. What about guru wives cult and their toxic advice? These days, there are plenty of gurus who married well. They won half of mansion in court, and now they tell us not to sell cheap. But their advice is a classic case of survivorship bias. During the war, engineers reinforced the parts of returning planes that had holes in them, until mathematician Abraham Wald explained they should reinforce the parts that didn't have these holes, because planes with punctured fuel tanks simply do not return at all. So those millionaires' wives are the same planes which made it to the airfield back with a hole in the tail, and they do not teach how to they teach only how to paint the tail, but they remain silent about hundreds of those which were shot down, those friends who never left, never returned back, and they left with nothing because they neglected their own armor, their profession and status. Financial compatibility, because like attracts like. Today's word is all about financial compatibility. Sorry, I don't sound so much romantic. Modern princes are calculative. A high status man seeks for a woman who is from his own circle, and there are plenty of women in their circles. Why would they pick a Cinderella with no degree when there is a female exec nearby who can discuss with him investments and taxes? Big leagues are crowded, and a trophy wife position is no longer hiring. Secretary and boys and their boss fairy tale. Yes, we've heard those stories, like a doctor is marrying a nurse. Yes, this happens. But look at that nurse. She works 12-hour shifts. She is highly trainable and she is resilient. He doesn't marry a job title. He marries someone who has proven their professional grit. Even in fairy tales, Cinderella was also professional, top-tier cleaning manager with time management skills. Another thing, marry a truck driver. Why this advice might be even a wife's advice? Because right now women's expectations are so much high. They have such big expectations from men, and at the same time all women demand the same salary But they want that their man should earn more money than them. But they should be in the same social lift status. How is that possible? um, wise advice to marry a truck driver? If you are a top professional with your own status, you don't need a sugar daddy. You can afford to just love. Lower your standards, lower your status requirements for men, and your options will become like infinity. A truck driver or a tradesman might be even more reliable, more loyal, and more fun than that twitchy IT guy buried in deadlines. And why will you should study? Maybe also to get those Python jokes or other types of jokes. For example, I can tell you a UDP joke, but you will not get it. Do you want to be a programmer's wife? Learn at least the basics of coding. Otherwise, when he complains about a bug in prod or a failed code review, you'll think it's the name of an exotic cocktail. Education is necessary to stay in the context of his life, to understand his humor, to know why he is crying in his pillow after a day in Jira. So be self-sufficient. When you are a professional yourself, you can pick and choose. You can have your own career and your own money. The whole world will be your buffet, not a line for a free soup. Bye.